Good morning, YouTube. This is Dexter with Essential Pressure Washing. We are in Kissimmee, Florida for a driveway two-car cleaning with a pool deck and pool enclosure. So we have a driveway here that has a bunch of little dots which are called tanning stains. And for some reason we have a whole bunch of sand right here up front. We'll have to deal with that. We're going to do the walkway leading up to the house. It needs a cleaning. We're going to do up to the front door. We're going to remove that mat right there. And we're going to get this thing cleaned up. We're going to put down a 1% mix sodium hypochlorite as a pre-treatment on the concrete and let it sit and work its way in. We'll pre-treat the driveway. Then we'll go back there and treat the pool cage and the pool deck. And then we're going to make our way back to the front to surface clean the driveway. Once we get the driveway dealt with, we're going to come back to the back. By that time, the pool deck would have had a lot of time to dwell. I was showing how dirty the facials are, and I found 2 active beehives right there. So I have to be careful of that stuff. This is the pool cage right here, and it has some green on it. It's not really terribly bad, but it does have some green caked up on it. Pollen, but no lichen, however that word is pronounced, none of that to deal with. So that's a good thing. The screens on the cage themselves are a little loose and have some holes in it, and we have one that's blown apart on the other side. We have the cable what's mostly secured down and is kind of tied together there. That's more green. So we're just getting us on camera to document it, along with showing the condition of this pool cage before we clean it. We do have a paver pool deck. It has some buildup with weeds in the joints. So we are going to use the handy dandy turbo nozzle. Showing up and around, we're just panning a little bit here, pointing out an area where we see 2 holes that are in the screen in the top. Right here is the cage, and you can see it has some green to it. We have our build up here with the grass growing up into the joints with algae sitting on top of the pavers. No problem. We can get that cleaned up. That's not an issue at all. So over here, we're going to show more just some greening up to the top. Show this greening right up here. You can see it. Got some heavy, but it's not the type of algae that you worry about. This is a screen that's already knocked loose to the bottom, so it's getting that on camera before we do anything. Like I said, protection, protect yourself and your company. All right, this is the back of the driveway. That's an oil stain that I'm showing, clean up, but that will not remove oil stains once it penetrates that concrete the way it has. There is no bringing that back. Okay, guys, stay tuned. Okay, here we are putting down this pre-treatment 1% sodium hypochlorite on this here concrete with the soft wash unit. We're gonna treat this up real good and let it dwell for a period of time as we go to the back to get that soaked up with the sodium hypochlorite. Then we'll come back and look at there. I forgot to put the pressure washer up here and blow this mud down. So anyway, I'll do the driveway and then I'll blow that stuff down and I'll run it over the surface cleaner. Then I'll put my post treatment up there. Moving a little too fast and forgot one step. Okay, so here we are, almost finished with post treatment right here at the concrete. Guys, stay tuned for the post treatment of the pool cage. Okay, here we are on the pool cage, and we are applying the same 1% mix. We didn't touch it. We do have the pump sprayer in the back with a 5% mix in case we run into any stubborn stains. So far, haven't seen any, but you never can tell. So we have the pump sprayer in the corner in case we need it. We're trying to lay the chemical on there to the side so it'll grab and hold. And then I'm going tracing back over the cage on the areas to make sure that we got the chemical on both sides of the piping or the tubing, whatever you want to call that cage. And so we're putting down this 1%, and this should do the job. We're going to do the same thing inside, all over the screens, the piping of the cage, and the floor. Stay tuned. Okay, here we are in the inside of the cage, and we're just repeating. We're going over the areas in the cage. We're gonna touch up this piping and just laying the chem on it. We got to get all these beams, so you can use what method that you like to get them all to where that you don't miss them. But this is how we like to apply the cam on a pool cage, and this is a simple one right here. It's an older style pool cage, but it's real simple to spray. So that's what we're doing. And then we're gonna add some chem down there to the paver floor. Once we get this stuff all treated up top, we're gonna go up front and we're gonna do that driveway. Then we're gonna come back here and off camera, we're gonna do the turbo nozzle to get the weeds out the joints. And then we're gonna surface clean this bad boy, rinse her out. We're gonna rinse the cage from the outside, and I'm gonna rinse it like 2 or 3 times to get all this stuff going. But anyway, stay tuned. Okay, here we are doing a little turbo nozzle action on these joints and the stuff in the crevices where I can't get the surface cleaner. And we also are blowing out the weeds and everything. We're gonna trim us out a line and make us a line, and like I said, get some of these weeds out to make it easier for when we surface cleaning it up to be able to get some good results out of this cleaning right here. Okay guys, stay tuned. Okay, here we are, just finishing up this thing. It's still wet. The cage is still wet. So me rinsing her down. She shined up pretty good. Screens came really clean. Had a lot of light green on it, but the light green is gone. This tree right here is kind of close, but we got her. Got everything along that line. Show you just a little peep of the inside. I'm not going to walk on the floor. Don't want to get my footprints on it. Then rinsing on this thing to get it kind of clean. I will walk. Okay. So this is inside. Everything is wet, drying up. Move that grill out of the way, all that stuff, and we rinsed. Got most of the weed out of the cracks. She turned out good. Show you the driveway. Had just enough water, had got filled with a tank of water. That was enough to get her done. Haven't cut the machine off, it's still running. Now I'm gonna put a little bit more of a treatment down. This driveway is popping in. Walkway. Sidewalks, I'm gonna put a little bit more post. That's it.